how to make your vocals cut but still remain smooth at the same time. Stay tuned, we're going to go through some techniques and methods on how to make your vocals really stick out in your mix. I'm going to show you a cool plugin that I found this weekend, so let's get it. Alright, so now that we have our song in front of us, this is going to be my euphoric style rap vocal effect for this week. We're focusing on young bands. Stay tuned for that. But the main focus is going to be our main vocal, obviously. So I'm going to run through, I'll play a sneak peek, and then I'll turn off the vocal chain, and then we'll run through the 3 plugins that really help me achieve a good balanced vocal mix every time around. So I want you to have that battle plan as well. So let's get it.
Like a zebra, ain't no one will free love. Stripes like Adidas, I don't wear no feeler. Cooling in the cut, yeah, and I got my feet up.
Alrighty, so there you go. It's sounding really smooth to me, right? I think we got a bit more of a brighter, more kind of rugged sound than the original track. You know, that's what I'm trying to focus on really, is like enhancing these tracks. So, you know, we'll
like a zebra, ain't no one will free love. Stripes like Adidas, I don't wear no feeler. Cooling in the cut, yeah, and I got my feet up.
So you can kind of hear that difference in like the way that everything is articulating per se. And how we do that is always in this following order. It's not going to be the same every time around. Obviously, I don't want you to believe that there's only one set path. I know a lot of tutorials say it's this, this, and this. That doesn't usually work out always, right? But the way that I've kind of figured it out over time is that I want to do saturation first. All right, we got the vocal enhance. Now you can use any sort of saturation plugin, any distortion plugin, any SSL, Neve emulation, whatever plugin can add some sort of bit of girth to your vocal, you want to add first generally. All right, so this is what we're using right here. This is for FL Studio. Now, once you've done that, what I like to do always is to tone my vocal very minimally with a console style EQ. Now, why would I do that? Because I look at vocals traditionally, all right? I look at them as if I was in the 80s or in the 70s, how would I be working on the vocal, all right? I would be running it through a nice mic preamplifier, right? Heading into a nice console with some warmth, and then I would be hitting a nice EQ, right? A nice console EQ. And that's how I would start toning the vocal sound. Now, because we're in 2019 going into 2020, we are capable of using things like a parametric EQ, which we'll get into now. And that's going to give us articulation. But, you know, as I said, step 1, right, is tube girth and warmth, all right? Step 2 is then a bit of toning and a bit of cleaning up. As you can see, I'm doing a high pass filter. That's getting rid of the mud. We're getting rid of some of the lower bass, and again we get rid of some of the lower bass. And then what I do then is de-essing. We'll skip that for now, but you know, the third option or third, you know, these 2 options right here is then to use the EQ to critically maneuver around on the vocal. Now, if you want to understand what's going on here from left to right, I'm working on taming the bass again, right? This frequency was annoying me, so we notched that out, right? I'm cutting more than I'm boosting. That's what I want to give you here. And we'll boost just now. We'll talk about that. You know, again, 414, I decided I didn't like that. Wanted to cut that. It clashes with the beat. It clashes. It's just a bit muddy. It's ringy. I don't like it. And then this is where people get confused, right? People tend to just boost EQs, right? And that does not sound good. After 20 seconds, it gets really painful to listen to. You know, and you start to forget these things once you've been mixing your record for a really long time. You know, if you've been mixing your song for an hour and you're just not getting it right, you start boosting things out of desperation almost, right? I don't want you to think like that. I want you to critically sit down and think, what frequencies don't I like in the vocal, all right? And how can I cut them? Now, I've completely forgotten to bypass the vocal sound. We will do that quickly. You see, that's not too bad of a rough mix, right? I like it. I really focus hard on how to record when making these tracks. But once we start critically thinking, okay, well, the song was a bit boxy, we can start looking for those boxy frequencies, right? And once we cut a bit of boxiness, we'll end up with a bit too much treble. So that's where I start focusing on just cutting out the really harsh parts that the de-esser couldn't get to. You know what I mean? And from there on out, what I like to do, because I was using this Neumann mic, is it has a dip. This is the older Neumann, so it has a dip around 14K. That's why I'm boosting there. So that'll be up to you really, you know, but I don't want you just to randomly boost your microphone and hope that it's cutting through the mix, all right? That is spam to me. Okay, now the juice comes right now. This is the secret plugin. It's the Airwindows PurestAir. You can go and check this out from airwindows.com. And you know, the secret right here is just to use the boost function. It's simple, it's sweet, and this will only work post surgical EQ, right? Critical EQs. I've gotten rid of all the stuff I don't like. Now I can boost again, all right? And all I'm going to be left with is that cut, that shine, all right? So hopefully you learned something in this video. I'm going to bypass this.
Stripes like a zebra, and I won't freezer. Stripes like Adidas, I don't wear no feeler. Cooling in the cut, yeah, and I got my feet up. Says she wanna...
You know what I mean? It just adds that little bit of like something that I can't describe. But hopefully that made sense too, man. I'm gonna leave you to go and test it out. Go check out Airwindows PurestAir. I'll leave the link in the description. And don't forget to smash like as well as to subscribe if you enjoyed the content. I'll check you out tomorrow. Peace out.